My boy Sweet. It's been a long time. I know we saw him in the hospital like reassure himself in reference to like getting back healthy and becoming a hero. So that's been the storyline. And I'm glad that it's been consistent and it's been in the forefront of what we hear about the character. Because a lot of times you don't get that. You'll get that optimistic viewpoint, and then the next time you see the character, he won't necessarily be on that journey. Or if he is on that journey, he's on the preliminary steps, and it's going to be much further down the line that occurs. And we kind of got that here with the fact that he went down to the sign up, so we're just seeing the first start of it, and he got to meet Second Guard and Metal Bat, which is very good. It kind of throws a wrench into the whole perception or twist that we first got, with the fact that he wasn't going to be possibly joining the Hero Association, but he now is going to be joining the Neo Heroes. Well, he happened to encounter these secret agents of the Hero Association, so he's in good hands at the moment. I'm interested to see what twists are going to be thrown in the way of Metal Bat, Second Guard, and Child Emperor, because they are already coming from the Hero Association. I wonder if there's going to be some hate or if there's going to be some other dynamics that occur there. We already see how quirky one of the characters or one of the first revealed heroes of the Neo Association is, how they are. So it'll be fun to see the rest of them. She kind of has like the Amai attitude, or the Amai demeanor, or like that's kind of how it was presented to me. So I'm curious to see what the rest of the guys are going to portray, if they are going to reflect be like mirror versions or reflections of the actual heroes that we've seen so far, or if that's not going to be the idea, if there aren't going to be original characters. I kind of don't want them to be mirrors because we've barely gotten a full breakdown, if you remember or not, of all the S-Class. Like, we've encountered them, we know of them, we've kind of gotten there. What I'm trying to get is the still a mystery, and I was kind of hoping that we would get a full frontal presentation of some of these guys, or of all the S-Class, before we would move on to like encountering mirror versions of them, but that may not be the case. We're 200 some odd chapters into the story already, and the dynamics that the S-Class that we haven't had a full frontal presentation of, that the dynamics that they're presenting seem to be in the background. Like, it doesn't look like Meta Knight is supposed to be in the forefront. Now, that may be because he hasn't had his chance yet, or his arc hasn't come up yet, but as far as I know, the webcomic isn't that many arcs ahead of us, and like people are just still talking about like, oh, what we heard about Metal Knight that was already translated into the manga, that he has an assortment of other robots, he has an army of robotics, inside, just robotics machines to do a variety of tasks. We even encountered one in the defense system that tried to defend the A city base from Saitama's re-entry, and how capable it was, but also how incapable it was in contrast to him. So, but we know it's Saitama. So maybe characters like Meta Knight, who have actually been in the story from the very beginning, like from the very beginning, like since from episode 26, if you want to go to the anime, to chapter like 30, I think it's gonna be 29, 30, when we first see the base that Meta Knight made. He's been in the storyline from the beginning. He just didn't show up to that meeting. So like, maybe that's his role, is what I'm getting at. Maybe we're not going to get a full frontal of all the S-Class. Maybe we're supposed to have certain guys in the background. Like, maybe we're never supposed to see what actually happens in C City because Watchdog's there, or Q City, excuse me, because Watchdog's there, and just believe in it, just trust in it, man. You're never going to have a storyline in Q City. Like, maybe Watchdog isn't ever going to be in the forefront of a storyline. He's always going to be in the background. Maybe he's so strong, or maybe nothing ever happens in Q City that there's never a reason for him to be in the story. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying that's going to be the case, and I hope it's not the case. But like, he brings that thought into the forefront of my perception of what's going on. That she seems like a mirror version, or she has a lot of traits, or she reminds me of a Mind Mask. And I'm interested to see if the other heroes remind me if the other Neo heroes remind me of the other S-Class in the association. Ryu is that guy. This Neo hero beat down pretty easily what was the demon version of the monster that Surio beat, and it's clearly supposed to be a comparison, right? It's clearly supposed to be a contrast between the weaker monster that Suryu encountered, which she defeated with no struggle, and the stronger monster that she encountered, which she also defeated with no struggle. Now, it's obviously not telling us, or not saying that like she's clearly stronger than Suryu. I don't believe that that's fair to say, because he obviously didn't struggle, and we know how capable Suryu is, especially with the fight that he had with Saitama. Like, this guy isn't a slouch, and we don't know anything of what she can do. So, and what her name is, what? Webigaza-chan? Is that like a Neo Hero Webigaza? You get a different. Oh yeah, it's Webigaza. So, like, are we supposed to think that she's parallel to Suryu? Like, is that what we're supposed to be taking from it? Because I'm not just gonna give it to her that she's stronger because of this presentation. All I can say is that what we heard back in the day is that the advent of heroes who could defeat demons easily, or excuse me, on their own, meant or the creation of the S class. So she's already in that tier. By definition, we can give her the S class ranking by the task she did. She easily defeated this demon level monster like nothing. So she may be a competent S class, because we know how some of the S class do take some effort to get to that level. For example, Metal Bat. Metal Bat, even though Senior Centipede is a competent demon, maybe one of the strongest or stronger of the demon class monsters, he still took a beating from him in conjunction with Rapalcidian before he just clapped him. And I'm not saying that others wouldn't hold up to that, but like, that goes to show you how capable some of the demons are and how some of the S class can't just one-shot them, and she did. Another case in point is Bug God. Garou, at a time period where he was fighting a lot of different heroes, like the aforementioned Metal Bat, couldn't necessarily one-shot Bug God. Darkshine did, in a stronger state as well. So you see the difference of what I'm getting at, that like, her defeating this demon is arbitrary. We know how strong Darkshine was, we know how strong Garou was at the time period when he fought Metal Bat, we know how strong Metal Bat can get, and we know how strong Metal Bat was at that time period. So it's still unclear. I think she's a competent fighter. I think she should be stronger than what Metal Bat was when he was first fighting Elder Centipede in that fight. I think she's around that level at the least. I think that we should be able to give her that at the least because of how easily she defeated this demon. But again, this is not like the strongest demon out there. I would even say Grizzly Neon, the bigger version of the smaller Neon, a demon or tiger or whatever the rank was more ferocious than this anteater type beast, that Emperor Giant Anteater. Like, yeah, Grizzly Neon is more ferocious than, so it's still up in the air. Suryu definitely got stronger after getting up from the hospital after the encounter with Bakuzan and Goketsu. Like, that's a great marker that we should have here. She also hasn't portrayed capabilities that are comparable to that, right? I'm not necessarily trying to give a lot of hype or praise to Bakuzan, but Bakuzan did have skill. Bakuzan was indeed a dragon, according to the declaration at the time period. And we saw that he also had martial might and martial technique to help refine all that power. Not on the level of Goketsu, but he had it with him. So are we to like expect her to be able to compete against those monsters? Maybe Bakuzan, but I don't think Goketsu is fair to put her in the same window or in the same category as. And I'm not saying that's the case also for Suryu just because he fought him before, but we all know how it works in manga, and we all know how it works in this particular story, at least when it comes to Garou and some of the other instances too, like when it comes to Moonrider or forgot our guy's name, the other guy, I'm crazy, it's crazy how I forgot the dude's name, the guy who's on the train helping and the guy who joined into whatchamacallit, the ABA fight. He threw hands. I forgot his name, bro. It's crazy I forgot his name, bro. But we got guys like him who we see actively growing, like from encounter after encounter after encounter, we see them actively growing. So that's the thing here too. Suryu should have gotten stronger after the fight with Goketsu and getting beat down by Bakuzan. We know he's gotten stronger from that. We know his Void Fist was already capable, and I don't think this is supposed to be a display of that because of how casual he beat this creature. I'm not saying that him defeating this underlevel monster was supposed to be like, hey, this is how strong Shiryu is now. No, we're still to see that. We still need to see how strong Suiryu is after this defeat, or after the defeat with Bakugo no Goketsu. But I'm optimistic that he should be able to beat her, and I'm excited that maybe even a main cast member or like somebody in the forefront of what looks to be the top echelon of the Neo is being compared to Suiryu. That means that Suiryu may also have a main stage part to play in the upcoming arc when it comes to the Neo Association. And I like that because there are some, it'll take attention away from the heroes that we've already seen, maybe like tired of encountering, and give a chance to the other heroes who are just capable, who deserve the spotlight just as much as everybody else, and who haven't gotten that opportunity yet because of the storyline. Not because they're not as loved, but because of the opportunities. They didn't want to gather all the heroes to assault the Muscle Association base. They got the ones that they needed. They got the job done. So let's hear about the rest of them. Like the video, subscribe, and see y'all boys. Yo!